Have you ever gotten a sales call and you know immediately that they're all about themselves? They really don't give a shit what you have to say. We've all been there. And really give those people the benefit of the doubt because they typically are probably brand new in sales. Let's be hopeful. But when you're making sales calls, you need to be prepared, but in addition to that, you need to make it about the person you're calling, the person you're interacting with, or the company as a whole. You need to be curious. You need to be curious and have a lot of curiosity, because with the curious mindset, you're able to ask more questions. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Asking the right questions during a sales call. I have been there. I remember starting my sales career and my boss telling me, just pick up the phone and call people. I was like, okay, cool, I'll call people. And if you know me, you know I love to chat. So I'd call people, I'd be chatting all day on the phone, but yet getting no results. Because I was so busy just chatting away, I had no strategy or really any idea what I was doing as far as the actual calls themselves. So my tips on good questioning are always ask open-ended questions for the most part. So an open-ended question is, of course, it's a question that has no definite answer. So it is the difference between, so do you want to have social media management or no? Yes. Or you could say something like, so tell me a little bit about what you've been doing on your social platforms. And hopefully that will lead to the same answer. It will take a little bit longer because you want them to be talking. But having open-ended questions, or questions that puts the prospective client in a place where they can share, is crucial in understanding what's really making them want to buy from you. Is it your service or your product? And what is it that they need it for? What's keeping them up at night? So that's the first thing, is asking open-ended questions. The next thing is, I like to coach my clients and my team to always have a bucket of potential questions you could ask. So if it gets to a point where the conversation is kind of dying off, or you don't really know which way to go next because they're not really feeling, the conversation maybe, or they're being super quiet, you want to make sure that you have something that you can go to that makes sense to the conversation. And that's where I want to hone in there. It makes sense to the conversation. A lot of times, if you just create a list and you expect your team or yourself or really anyone to look at the questions and make it organic, a big mistake is that people just run through the questions. So it's like, okay, so tell me, is it that you're looking for social media management? What kind of social media what kind of social platforms are you on? Do you engage on them? How many followers do you have? Versus, so tell me a little bit about your social media platforms that you have right now. Okay, so you're on Instagram. What do you like about it? What don't you like about it? What's holding you back from posting on Facebook all the time? Oh my gosh, there's so many groups on there. Are you living in those Facebook groups? Tell me more. The difference is that I am engaging as I'm uncovering additional information. So it doesn't necessarily have to be in a very strict question format, and definitely stay away from reading a bunch of questions, okay? If, for example, someone tells me that they have Pinterest, LinkedIn, and Facebook, and then I go on to say, okay, so what is it that you love about Instagram? What don't you love about Instagram? That can make sense down the road as to why you're not on Instagram, but in that moment, I need to make sure that I'm not just reading my list of questions, and I am instead engaging further and asking more clarifying questions to uncover what that emotional attachment is, instead of just going down my list. So I hope that's helpful. Ask open-ended questions. Have a question bank that will help you understand what it is that your client is really buying. Is it that they're buying your service, or are they buying what you have to offer to solve their problem because they just don't want to deal with it? Or did they have a disaster of an experience before and now they just need to find someone new? There's so many different reasons why people buy. So really uncovering the emotional attachment to the reasoning they're buying is going to help you close that sale every single time.